For millennia, it has watched the world change. The Great Sphinx of Giza, a silent sentinel carved from the living rock of the plateau. It has the body of a lion and the head of a king. For generations, we believed it was Pharaoh Khafre who gave it his face, a monument to his power, a guardian for his pyramid. But the Sphinx keeps its own counsel. Its gaze is fixed on the horizon as if waiting for something, or someone. For centuries, its secrets have been buried, not just by sand but by the weight of history itself. We have walked around it, marveled at its scale, and wondered. But what if the greatest mystery was not its identity, but what it was built to protect? A secret locked away inside its massive form. The dawn of the 20th century brought with it a new kind of explorer. Not just adventurers, but scholars armed with maps and theories. They were drawn to Giza, to the shadow of the pyramids and the unwavering stare of the Sphinx. It was during this period that the rumors of a hidden entrance gained a new, more specific focus. Tales began to circulate among the local guides and antiquarians. They spoke of a strange patch on the very top of the Sphinx's head, a flaw in the stone, a place that looked like it had been sealed. Some believed it was a forgotten access point, used by the original builders and then plugged, its existence erased from memory. These whispers were not confined to the dusty markets of Cairo. They reached the ears of explorers and occultists in Europe and America. Figures like Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, famously spoke of a hall of records. He claimed it lay hidden somewhere near the Sphinx, containing the history of humanity from a lost civilization. His prophecies, while dismissed by mainstream science, ignited a fire in the public imagination. Several early, unofficial attempts were made to investigate these claims. The late 20th century ushered in a revolution. We could peer inside the human body without a single cut. We could map the ocean floor, and we could send waves of energy into the earth to reveal what lay hidden beneath. In the 1980s and 90s, several teams of scientists brought their equipment to the feet of the Sphinx. The early scans were tantalizing. The radar pulses returned data that showed strange, empty spaces deep within the limestone bedrock. One area of particular interest was located beneath the front paws of the Sphinx. The scientific community was divided. But for others, these digital echoes were the first pieces of hard evidence that the myths might be real. Then came the 2020 Archaeological Review. Using advanced computer modeling, a team of international experts created the most detailed virtual model of the Sphinx ever attempted. The models confirmed, with a high degree of probability, the existence of a perfectly symmetrical, rectangular chamber deep within the main body of the monument. And crucially, it seemed to be connected by a narrow vertical shaft to a point on the Sphinx's back, near its head. The findings of the 2020 review sent shockwaves through the world of Egyptology. The Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, in an unprecedented move, sanctioned a new, highly focused expedition. The mission, codenamed Project Horus, was scheduled for the summer of 2025. The team assembled was a global who's who of science and archaeology. Every tool was custom-made, every action rehearsed on a full-scale model of the Sphinx's head built in a laboratory in Germany. As the launch date of 1st August 2025 drew near, the Giza Plateau was transformed. A state-of-the-art mobile command center was established near the monument. A perimeter was secured, shielding the delicate operation from the glare of the world's media. The day arrived. A hot, clear morning on the Giza Plateau. A small, specialized team ascended the scaffolding that had been carefully erected around the Sphinx's head. The focus of their attention was a circular patch of stone, no larger than a dinner plate. Their movements were slow, deliberate, broadcast in high definition to the command center below. Using a portable terahertz scanner, the team created a final ultra-high-resolution map of the seal. The scan revealed it was not part of the original limestone bedrock. The team then deployed a sonic probe, sending tiny vibrations into the plug. The feedback confirmed what the GPR had hinted at. There was a void on the other side. A hollow space. They brought in a precision laser, a tool more commonly used in medical surgery. With painstaking slowness, the laser began to vaporize a tiny circular groove in the ancient mortar. Then, with a faint grinding sound that seemed to echo across the centuries, it gave way. A dark, circular opening, no wider than a teacup, now stared up at the Egyptian sky. The moment the core was removed, a suite of new instruments was brought forward. The air was stale, still, and incredibly dry. It had been sealed for an immense period of time. A fiber optic camera, equipped with its own light source, was gently fed into the shaft. The team watched, transfixed as the monitor came to life. They saw the rough-hewn walls of a narrow, vertical passage descending straight down into the body of the beast. It was not a natural formation. The marks of ancient tools were clearly visible on the limestone walls. The camera descended further, 5 meters, 10 meters, 15. Then, the shaft opened up. The camera's light was swallowed by a much larger space. As the operator panned the camera, gasps filled the command center. The chamber was not empty. In the center of the room, directly below the shaft, stood a single large object. It was a pedestal, carved from the same limestone as the chamber itself. And resting upon it was something else, something far more unexpected. It was a sphere, a perfect, smooth sphere of a dark, non-reflective material. It appeared to be about 1 meter in diameter. The chamber itself held another, even more profound secret. They were covered from floor to ceiling with intricate carvings. They were patterns of small, deep holes drilled into the limestone. At first, they seemed random. But then, one of the archaeoastronomers on the team recognized a pattern. He brought up a star chart on his computer. They matched perfectly. The chamber was a map of the heavens, not as they appear today, or even as they appeared in the time of Khafra. The team began a frantic process of cross-referencing the star patterns with astronomical software. The answer, when it came, was staggering. The star chart on the walls of the Sphinx chamber depicted the night sky as it would have appeared from Giza in the year 10,500 BC, more than 6,000 years before the pyramids were supposedly built. This single piece of evidence had the power to rewrite history. It suggested that the Sphinx was not a monument of the 4th dynasty. It was a legacy. And what of the sphere? The analysis showed it was composed of a form of iron, but with an isotopic signature not found in any terrestrial iron ore. It was meteoritic, forged in the heart of an exploding star and fallen to Earth. The opening of the Sphinx hatch on 1st August 2025 did not end a mystery. It gave birth to 1,000 new ones. The discovery of the celestial chamber and the meteoritic sphere has thrown open the doors of history. The immediate future of Giza will be one of careful, methodical exploration. The chamber must be entered. The sphere must be studied up close. If this one chamber exists, it is almost certain there are others. The old legends spoke of a network of tunnels. Future exploration will use technologies we can barely imagine today. Robotic probes, quantum sensors. This discovery is a powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we work together. The 2025 expedition was a global effort, uniting people from different cultures and disciplines. The Sphinx is no longer just a monument to a king. It is a signpost, pointing the way back to our own dawn. The Sphinx has kept its silence for more than 12,000 years, but now it has begun to speak. The great stone lion has awoken. Its riddle is no longer what am I, but who were we? And the quest to answer that question will redefine our future. It will change not only how we see the past, but how we see ourselves. The journey through the wormhole of time has just begun.